hair is so fluffy. I just deep conditioned it, and this is what it decides to do. Hey guys, it's Bianca. Welcome back to another video on my channel. I'm gonna be doing sort of a story time that I've been debating on doing because, I don't know, I felt kind of embarrassed to maybe talk about this. It's time. I'm gonna talk about it. How I failed my road test twice. So, for those of you who've been following my channel for a long time, you guys know I'm now 27 and I've taken my road test twice within like years of trying to get my license, and I failed it. As of today, I've actually just gotten off my laptop before filming and scheduled my road test, so it's my third time going for it in August. So fingers crossed, send me your prayers, do whatever you gotta do. I'm gonna go at this, you know, full force, not be nervous. The first time I took my test, I got my permit late. I got my permit around like 19. So it must have been a year or so after that I wanted to get my license, and I was super nervous. And I got this older woman. I'm driving and I'm like holding my breath, like I'm terrified, and she has me parallel park and I botched that up, so she had me do it again. She gave me another try. You know how at the end of a sidewalk before you go to cross the street, sometimes the curb dips down a little bit? Well, there was a dip, and she had me take a right turn and a couple feet down, parallel park again behind like a white van. So I was driving a Toyota Yaris. They're like small compact cars. It was my husband's at the time, and it was pretty easy to parallel park in. So I'm like, okay, took a deep breath, was able to do it. I'm pretty much in the spot, and I parked the car, like I put it in park, and she's like, no, like you have to keep going in reverse. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to say no to this lady, so I do what she says. I keep going in reverse, and I can feel the back right tire go up on that dip, like go up on the curb. So I'm like trying to go back, and she's like, keep going, and I'm like, no, like you don't get it, like the car isn't moving, it's up on the curb, I can feel it, it's lifted. So she's like, okay, go forward. So I go forward, and literally, like, you know, SpongeBob, where Patrick is helping him and he goes big toe, that's exactly what I did. And with the momentum of the car going off the curb, I went forward, and this woman screaming at me, break, like screaming at me, you guys. I froze. I thought like I had done damage to the car in front of me because you could hear the metal scraping. And I put the car in park. I'm sobbing hysterically. I'm just repeating, I am so sorry, like in shock. I've never hit anything, nothing like that. So we need to find the owner of the vehicle. We can't leave the scene of an accident. Like, I think I messed up. So I get out of the car and I back up and I take a look, and I'm like, but wait, like the car is parked. I still think that there's major damage done, right? So we find the owner of the vehicle. I'm crying. I'm trying to like explain what happened. The owner was so sweet. She's like, honey, that's what, you know, insurance is for. We'll see what happened. I may not even have to file anything. Like, it's fine. She felt so bad for me. So we all go over to where the cars are, and I'm looking, and the owner of the vehicle goes, there's no damage. I look. It took me, like, once I calmed down and I actually looked to see what had happened, our license plates had touched. So that was the metal sound that I heard. I didn't cause any damage, and I parked the car. But this woman was giving me such a hard time, the instructor. So as you can imagine, we go back to the beginning of the road test. I already know I failed, whatever. I'm crying. My boyfriend, he sees me all distraught, and he's like, what happened? And she's like, she hit something. She got into an accident. Do you see this? Do you see this? Like trying to point out the damage on his car, and he's like looking at this lady like, what is wrong with you? So as you can imagine, that was my first time taking my road test, so that traumatized me, absolutely traumatized me. And the second time, a couple years go by, I have a man, a gentleman, who's my instructor, really nice, super calm, you know, I give him my paperwork and everything, we start the test, and he's like really personable. I'm not nervous whatsoever this time, you guys. I'm like focused, I can do this, you know. And he doesn't have me parallel park, which I was surprised because I practiced that like hardcore. He has me 3-point turn, and I like finished it like 75%. Like if you think when you're trying to back out of a parking spot in like a parking lot at the mall, that's how I backed, like how I did the 3-point turn. It wasn't like 3 direct points. It was like the car was like curved and then I went forward. So that's where I messed up on that. He didn't say anything though. He's like, are you a student? What do you do? Are you working? Like just being friendly. I thought like, this is great, you know, like fresh start, great person. I think I'm gonna get this time. I'm at the stop sign and he's like, go ahead and take a right. I said, well, I can't see. Do you mind if I creep up a little bit so I can see both ways? Absolutely, go ahead, free to go. But I saw that there was a person like in the street and he's like, what are you doing? Go ahead. And I'm like, no, like there's someone in the street, like I have to wait for them to get on the sidewalk, because I know in my head if you go and there's a pedestrian in the road, that's automatic failure. I didn't pass. I thought I was going to. I looked down at his paper and he's writing everything down. And he then flips over the piece of paper and he's like drawing a diagram and he's like, this is what you're gonna do next time. Guys, if there was a fourth wall, I would have broke it. I was so angry. I wasn't even emotional this time. I was just in shock. Like I felt like I was robbed. Like I didn't get it this second time. So as you can imagine, taking a road test for me is really anxiety prone. I'm so like overthinking the whole time, even though I know I can control the car. Like I'm not all over the road. I'm not like a brand new like 16-year-old driver. I've been driving on and off for a good amount of years now. I can do it. I just get in my head about it. I wanted to share my story and my personal experience, and this is in New York. This is in New York State, upstate New York, not New York City, where I've been taking my tests, and these are just my experiences. I hope this third time around will be it. If not, I need to remind myself that it's okay if I don't pass it for the third time. I just feel like not having my license is like a confidence bummer, like really bad. It's not the end of the world, and it's not like a time limit. There is no time frame. It all happens within its own time when it's right for you, kind of thing. And I'm just gonna keep practicing and keep going and keep doing it. I hope what you take away from this is, if you're in the same boat as me, we got this, we can do this. I hope this time around, I feel like will be my time. I just have to believe in myself and go after it with confidence and know that if I pass, that's awesome. Finally, it'll be done for the rest of my life. I don't have to take the test anymore. But if I don't pass for whatever reason, it's totally okay. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys again for 98 subscribers. I am so close to 100, so if you haven't subscribed yet, scroll right down below, click that red button, turn on your post notifications by clicking that bell icon. I hope to be uploading a lot more frequently now that I'm home for vacation and everything like that. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye everyone.